Power distance theory is the relationship between those in power and the subordinates in a society where lower ranking individuals, depending on the high or low power distance culture, react to that authority. Power distance is the way that power is distributed between the people in the society and how these people react to that power distribution. In places where power is distributed equally, it is referred to as a lower power distance because the gap between the people with the least power and the most power is relatively small. In places where power is distributed unequally, it is referred to as a high power distance because the gap between the people with the least and the most power is very big. Some can even put into terms of a line. Low power distance societies reflect the horizontal line because each person is more equal to the next. High power distance societies reflect the vertical line because no person is equal to the next person. High power distance societies view the distribution of power as a reality of life and believe everyone has a specific plan in the hierarchy of power. You will expect that the power will be distributed unequally. It is easy to accept autocratic and paternalistic power relationships, and as a subordinate, they simply acknowledge the power of their superior merely because they have that relative position in the hierarchy of authority. They follow orders simply because of their job and their role to do so. In lower power distance societies, they view the distribution of power as participatory, democratic, and consultative. They view leaders as equals regardless of position or titles. They have the right to participate in making decisions, and they stand up for that right. Leaders are meant to lead them and guide them, not to boss them around. Respect for these leaders is earned rather than given as an entitlement because of their office or position. Gerd Hofstadter was a psychologist who created the first idea of power distance theory. This theory was created based on a study conducted on IBM employees across the world. He helped introduce the idea of cultural differences between people in the business world. He focused on the way people viewed power relationships because this relationship affected how these people will act professionally, whether they're the manager, the employee, or the very first day on the job. Low or high power distance approaches may affect certain people differently than others. One critic said that the study on IBM employees was too simple and that it didn't have enough dimensions to differentiate diversity in each country. For example, training opportunities, working conditions, and and the possibility of fully using skills and abilities on the job was not sufficient to obtain accurate country scores for a construct. This was said by Papamarcos and E.T. in 2007. However, Williamson in 2002 defended that Hofstade's model has the beauty of as parsimony has shown the large part of its appeal and success within the functionalist paradigm. Yet, McSweeney's in 2002 objection of Hofstade's simply simplified model has pointed out the national culture of an appropriate balance between parsimony for powerful communication and power of explanation. Another critic was talking about labeling issues, and the labeling issues of Hofstade's dimensions is also being concerned based on masculine and feminine dimensions. Does not recommend to the domination of sexual category, and the indistinct labeling of the dimension may create confusion, said by Jones and Aloni in 2007. It gives the level to which masculine behaviors like power, belligerence, and achieve are preferred to feminine features like personal relationships, quality of life, and welfare, said by Williamson in 2002. Hence, it is agreeable with Adler in 1997 that these indicators should change the dimension to career, success, or quality of life rather than using the sexist indicators. The theoretical tradition that I found implemented into this theory is the socio-cultural tradition. This tradition is focused on communication as a product of social order. With power distance theory, it is literally about the communicating of views and beliefs about the social order at hand. So with the lower power distance, it is about people refusing to be bossed around, and they feel like everything should be equal and everybody should have a say-so in what's going on in the company or in the society. And it's the vice versa, that everybody feels like the people with titles and the people with the high name profiles should be the ones dictating and governing the rest of the society.